All right, the court is calling cause number 2020 DCM 2307. This is a hearing on a petition to establish a parent-child relationship. There appears to be one minor child before the court. The parties in this case are Ignacio Diaz and Naomi Ortiz. Let the record reflect that this matter was scheduled for a hearing today, September the 15th at 9 o'clock. It is now 9:33. Only Ms. Ortiz is present before me today on the Zoom application. Mr. Ignacio Diaz, respondent, the alleged father, was served on, in the return on file, he was served on July 15th in Amarillo, Texas. There appears to be no response from Mr. Diaz, and he is not present at the Zoom hearing here today. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I am the Associate Judge for the Title 40 Court here in El Paso, Texas. We're calling this case based on the Zoom application since we cannot appear in court because of the pandemic crisis that's going on. However, the Supreme Court of the State of Texas, the Council of Judges, and the court administration have permitted the courts to conduct remote hearings instead of in-person hearings since we can't be in the courthouse. And we're doing so on a Zoom application. Instructed that I am proceeding. This matter is being streamed live on the YouTube channel. That is to comply with the Texas Open Courts rules. However, as soon as we finish this hearing here today, that live stream will be taken off the YouTube. I'm also recording the evidence on this matter on the computer audio program. This is the only official recording that there is permitted in this case. Parties are not permitted to record on their own, take pictures, or do any screenshots or anything like that. I ask parties not to talk with each other. Only one person talking at one time. But sometimes the audio tends to give out, and we may have some technical problems. If we do have any problems, we'll try and fix them as soon as we can. If for some reason you're taking off the Zoom application for whatever reason, all you need to do is sign back in and I'll let you back in, okay? Those are the ground rules, basic ground rules in every case. And at this time, we'll go ahead and get ready to proceed. I'll have State of Texas make an announcement on this matter.
Lindsay Kaplan for the state, Your Honor, ready?
All right. And Ms. Ortiz, are you ready today to proceed?
I'm ready to proceed.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Ms. Ortiz, if I put you in, I'll ask you please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, you can put your hand down. All right, Ms. Kaplan, go ahead.
Thank you. The state calls Naomi Natalie Ortiz as a witness.
Okay.
Ma'am, what is your name?
Naomi Natalie Ortiz.
Who are you the mother of?
Nayeli Natalie Ortiz.
How old is she?
She will be 2 in December.
Who does she live with?
With me.
How long has she lived with you?
Since she was born.
Do you live in El Paso, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is her father?
Ignacio Diaz.
And how do you know he's her father?
Because he was the only one that I was having relationships with.
Could anyone else be her father?
Mm-mm.
Do you get along with Mr. Diaz?
Yes, I don't have a problem with him.
Are you able to make parenting decisions together with Mr. Diaz regarding Nayeli?
Yes.
Would you like to continue making parenting decisions with Mr. Diaz regarding Nayeli going forward?
Well, I haven't had to consider him because he's not in the picture.
Has he made any decisions with you regarding her general health or welfare?
No.
Would you like to give him an opportunity to participate in making those types of decisions going forward?
Sure.
Do you have any plans to move outside of El Paso for work or educational opportunities?
No.
Does Mr. Diaz currently live in El Paso?
No.
Has he visited Nayeli?
Mm, no.
Would you like him to visit Nayeli?
Yes.
Do you know why he hasn't visited?
I don't know the reason, ma'am.
He's never met her?
He's seen her once
When was that?
whenever I went to Amarillo.
How did that visit go?
Well, he took her for 2 hours and then he brought her back to me.
Would you be okay with Mr. Diaz visiting Nayeli without supervision?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if Mr. Diaz is working?
I don't.
Do you know if he has other children?
Yes.
How many?
3.
Do those 3 other children live with him?
Mm-hmm.
Does he have health insurance available for Nayeli?
I'm not sure.
Do you have health insurance available for Nayeli?
No, I have her on Medicaid.
Do you have any other type of health insurance available?
No.
When did you separate from Mr. Diaz?
Whenever I got pregnant.
Has he provided support for Nayeli since her birth?
No.
Have you requested that he provide support for Nayeli?
Yes, I have.
Was he aware that you were pregnant with Nayeli?
Mm-hmm.
That Nayeli is his child?
Yes.
Have you told him that anybody else could be the father of Nayeli?
No, ma'am.
And did you tell him when Nayeli was born?
Yes.
Has he given any necessities for Nayeli, such as diapers or wipes or clothing or anything of that nature?
No, ma'am.
Would you like him to pay back child support from Nayeli's
Yes.
birth? And do you believe it's in Nayeli's best interest for her last name to remain Ortiz?
Yes.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Ortiz, when was it that you went to, when you took the child to go visit with him in Amarillo? When was that?
I think it was like April, May of 2020.
And you went up there with her?
Yeah, I went to Amarillo. I have a big brother over there that I want to go visit.
Oh, okay, all right. 'Cause you go up there for 2 hours and that's it, come back.
No, I was there for a while.
So you had a brother that lives there. Okay. And just to clarify, you want Nayeli's last name to remain Ortiz?
Yes.
Did you and Mr. Diaz work out that visitation or they just happened to show up?
He messaged me and asked me if he could see her and take her to his family so they could see her too. And I said, sure. And we met up at a store and I let him take her. Then 2 hours later, he called me back and I went to go pick her up.
Okay. How often did he tell you how often he wants to visit with Nayeli, or?
He's never told me anything like that. It was just that time that I was in town.
Okay. All right. Do you think that you and he can work out visitation without setting out any schedules or anything like that?
Yes, if he sticks to it.
Okay. Do you want the visitation to be anywhere, either there in Amarillo, or you want the visitation limited to El Paso?
Here in El Paso,
Okay. Does he have any relatives here in El Paso?
well, he's from over here, but I don't know if he has relatives over here.
Okay. So just to clarify, you think that you and he can work out visitation
Yes.
and that you want visitation to be limited to El Paso?
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right. So in other words, if he wants to visit, he has to come down here and visit with her.
Okay.
That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
All right. You have no idea whether or not he's working at this time?
I don't know if he's at the shop working. I don't know what he's currently doing.
Okay. When you saw him um, earlier this year, you didn't happen to mention whether or not he was working or not working?
Oh, yeah, he was working there at the shop.
Is that Freddy's shop in Amarillo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 'cause I'm not making it up. I just saw that on the citation.
No, yes, it's there.
I don't have a crystal ball. I just in the return. Okay. All right. Okay. The other children that he has, are any of those other children over 18 years of age?
No, they're all under 18.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Any other questions for Ms. Ortiz? Ms. Campbell?
Yes. Ms. Ortiz, you mentioned that Mr. Diaz works in a shop. Do you know how much he earns at his job working at the shop?
No, ma'am, I do not. I don't know if he gets paid under the table or if they give him a weekly check or bi-weekly. I don't know. I don't know.
When you were in a relationship with him, did you know how much he was earning?
He would never tell me. And he wasn't working there at the shop. He had his own bar.
Okay. Do you know if he has any special skills or certifications as a mechanic?
No, ma'am. They change tires and sell tires and rims and stuff like that.
Do you know how long he's been working there?
He's been there for about a year.
Do you know what type of work he did before that?
Mm-mm.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you. Based on the testimony presented here today, I will find that Mr. Ignacio Diaz is the father of the child subject of this lawsuit. Nayeli's last name will remain Ortiz as requested by the custodial parent. And we'll appoint both parties joint managing conservators of the child. Ms. Ortiz will have the primary possession of the child. I'll order that any visitation be at such times and places as the parties can agree upon themselves, as opposed to setting up any visitation schedules. Conditioned on all such visitation limited to El Paso County, Texas. In other words, he's not permitted to remove that child from El Paso without the permission of Ms. Ortiz or without the permission of the court. If the parties cannot agree, then it'll be on the pursuant to the standard visitation schedule. Let's see, Nayeli is going to be 2 years of age.
In December.
Yeah, she's still young. All right, there'll be no geographical restriction. All right, child support obligations, what is the state's recommendation on this matter?
Your Honor, due to the fact that there is no information as to how much Mr. Diaz is earning at this time, the state has calculated child support based on the minimum wage presumption with credit for 3 other children. As Ms. Ortiz did state that Mr. Diaz has 3 other children, all under the age of 18. With credit for a prorated medical support amount of $28, the state has calculated guideline child support to be $164 a month. All obligations to commence October 1st of 2020. A retroactive court judgment was taken from December 12th of 2018, which is the birth of Nayeli, until today, September 15th of 2020, at $164 a month for the past 21 months. The state had a retroactive judgment in the amount of $3,444. The state is requesting that that be repaid at $75 a month until paid beginning October 1st of 2020 as well.
All right, the court will follow recommendation setting child support, medical support, granting a judgment for retroactive support, retroactive to the date of birth of the child, and the payment on that judgment as recommended as well. All these payments are to commence October 1st.
Yes, Your Honor.
And all payments are to be made through the state disbursement unit, the registry of the court. And let me see, commencing on October 1. Is there anything else that we need to address, Ms. Kaplan?
Nothing further from the state at this time, Your Honor. May I submit the order without Ms. Ortiz's signature?
Yes, go ahead and submit the order to me. Ms. Ortiz, the Attorney General will prepare the order. I have issued it today. Once I receive it, I will sign it, and it'll be filed with the clerk's office here in El Paso, Texas. You and Mr. Diaz will be receiving a copy of the order once it's signed by the court and filed with the clerk's office. Okay. Do you have any questions, Ms. Ortiz?
No, sir, I do not.
All right. Okay. All right. In that case, then that will conclude our hearing for today. Parties are excused. Thank you, Ms. Ortiz, for your participation today.
Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.
You too,
Thank you,
ma'am.
you too.